Hey MMA fans, Caged Minds, your host Michael Frankel, and today we are doing our late Bellator 64 predictions. A little late on them, but not forgot about them. Sorry, been a rough week here. There's 4 main card bouts. We'll get to doing our predictions for those. We got bantamweights, featherweights, and welterweights. Let's start off with the first quarterfinal in the Season 6 bantamweight tournament. Rogerio Lima is 10-0, and he's going to take on Hiroshi Iron Nakamura, who's 14-5 with 4 draws. Rogerio Lima is a team member from Team Nogueira. Undefeated, as we said, and has finished 8 of his 10 opponents, 5 submissions, 3 TKOs. I've had a chance to see about 4 of his fights. He's explosive, he gets in there, gets after it, gets the fights to the ground, is relentless with the ground and pound, and can get some chokes in awkward angles with very good strength. Nakamura, coming to us from Japan, he's 14 wins. Majority of those, 12 of them, are by the decision, 2 submissions. When he's lost, 3 of them have been from the TKO and 2 decisions. Nakamura is very fast, puts together good combinations, but lacks power to really TKO a person with those, and he has good jiu-jitsu, doesn't really go for the submissions. I've seen some Barboa chokes, doesn't really jump around, grab the back for the rear naked choke. For this fight, the predictions are simple. If Lima wins, it's probably because he's able to finish Nakamura due to TKO. Gets on top of him, is able to ground and pound his opponent out. I think he's the bigger and stronger of the two, Lima. But he's also the younger, so that makes him the inexperienced one. Where Nakamura, probably if he's able to use his speed, get some takedowns, not get stuck in there playing too much with the guard. Lima gets up, is able to outpoint using his speed. We could see a unanimous decision victory for Nakamura. But the official Caged Mind prediction, we're going to go with Rogerio Lima to win this fight in the second round with a guillotine choke. So that's our first bantamweight prediction. Moving on to our second bantamweight quarterfinal that we're having this evening. Travis T-Train Marks, he's 18-3, is going to take on Masakatsu Yoeda, who's 15-1-2. Travis Marks is a very good wrestler and a very good submission practitioner. 18 victories, 10 of them with the submission. His striking prowess, says he's working very diligently on that with his team, Team Jackson's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But on a bad site for checking him out, for learning more about Travis, not too many videos of his fights up on any of the sites I could find, so not too much known, but from what the facts I've been able to see are. Whereas Yoeda is the number 7 bantamweight in the world, is probably the odds-on favorite in this tournament, coming here to make a statement to show that world ranking in the top 10 in his weight class was not an accident, that it is purposeful and he is a serious contender. Most of his victories, again, are via the decision. He has got 2 TKOs and 3 submissions, Yoeda. Yoeda will win this fight by being able to nullify the takedowns, moving around, outpointing his opponent, and most likely controlling throughout the scrambles. Marks wins this fight if he's able to get it down to the ground, take advantage, stay on top, put pressure, and beat up his opponent. Like I said, I've heard very good things about Marks and his wrestling ability, but our official Caged Mind predictions is going to be a unanimous decision for Masakatsu Yoeda to win with that unanimous decision. Now we move on to our first featherweight semifinal for Season 6. It's going to pit Alexandre Popo Bezerra, who's 13-1, versus Marlon Sandro, who's 21-3. Bezerra, that one loss is to UFC featherweight Charles Oliveira, so there's no shame in any parts of his mixed martial arts game. Good with the stand-up, but kind of still rudimentary. Very fast, keeps a lot of movement, has some good leg kicks. His bread and butter is his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and as we saw in his Kenny Foster fight, he has cat-like agility and is definitely a finisher. His opponent, though, Marlon Sandro, has been in this for a while, is very good, an even higher-ranked Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. Sandro is a black belt. Sandro, who I've questioned some of his submission prowess, has shown that he can do it in his last 2 fights. We know him for his striking. He can put combinations together. He can get a little wild. But he's focused, he's determined, and I really do believe that he's going to be our first semi-final winner. Moving on to the finals. Marlon Sandro will win this fight, and I feel it going all the way to this decision. It's going to be high pace, impactful. I got a unanimous decision. Marlon Sandro being able to nullify Bezeha on the ground, pushing him away, keeping it standing, and landing the crisper, cleaner combinations. He's going to be more accurate, and he's going to hit Bezeha with stuff that Bezeha can't throw back at him. The experience will be the difference, and Sandro will advance. This takes us up to the main event of Bellator 64, a welterweight title fight. Funky Ben Askren puts his undefeated 9-0 mark and his Bellator title on the line against the Phenom, Douglas Lima, who's coming in with a 21-4 record. Askren, an Olympic caliber wrestler with solid Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The big question marks always come into play when we talk about his striking. It's rudimentary. How much is he growing? He is diligent, though, at working at his craft to sharpen his tools, to learn how to strike. He's with the Rufus Sport Camp. Duke Rufus, we know he puts together guys like Anthony Pettis and Eric Koch. So to just completely think that Askren has no stand-up still, it's a worryable part, but it's not to nullify. We know Brent Askren's MO. He said, I'm going to take guys down, control them, do enough work to stay there until someone stops me. This question then is, can Douglas Lima stop Ben Askren? Lima, impactful with his one-punch knockout abilities. We saw that demonstrated against Chris Lozano and Ben Saunders. But we've also seen in past bouts in MFC that when taken down, Lima is not the most active off of his back. If you're not the most active off of your back and you do not have superior wrestling, Ben Askren can make this a very long day for you. I'd love to see a new champion. I don't like Askren's style. It's horribly boring to me. But until someone can stop it, he's going to keep doing it. Ben Askren will win this fight with a unanimous decision, using takedowns and top control. It's his bread and butter. It's his recipe for success. And until someone stops it, he said he's not going to change his philosophy. Lima will be looking to land one big shot. The worrying part about that is that when guys overcommit and throw haymakers, good wrestlers such as Askren can take this fight to the ground, and no one gets back up from a Ben Askren takedown. Usually when he gets it to the ground, the entire round will last out on that ground. So as much as I hope to see the knockout, one-punch finishing of Ben Askren, I believe he will win this fight, though, with a unanimous decision victory. So we're going with Ben Askren. So we'll go through those picks one more time real quick. We've got Rogerio Lima winning with a submission. I'm going to call it the second round. Masakatsu Ueda with a unanimous decision. Marlon Sandro with a unanimous decision. But that fight really could be finished because both of those guys have excellent finishing skills. And for our welterweight title fight, I think the champ retains with ground and pound, control, takedowns, the same Ben Askren, bread and butter. So we got him with a unanimous decision, but I hope to be wrong and see Lima win with the knockout. This has been Caged Minds, being a little partial on this one. Uncage the warrior within yourself. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe to the videos. Have a good day. See you next time.